What you're spending, this and that. Oh, January is always January 67, January 95. The January is always longer, and this and that. It looks like this is one of the fastest Januaries we've had in a very long time, because even some people that I've not spoken to in the month of January, I just start saying Happy New Month to them in the month, and I'm like, hold up. Have we spoken this year? And they're like, oh, no, this is the first time. And I'm like, so we're not even saying Happy New Year anymore. We're already saying Happy New Month. That's how fast the days have become. Well, it's an amazing time to be on radio today. It's Thursday. And what that means is Mr. Mᴜɪᴡᴜ joins me on the show today. Mr. Mᴜɪᴡᴜ is the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper. And if you truly want to get in-depth analysis, absolute coverage, pictorial expression on news, stories, and you certainly know that Guardian newspaper is your number one belt right now. Truly, they said that the conscience nurtured by truth. They give you everything you need to know in terms of details. And the chief political editor, the man that literally covers all of the major stories on the news, joins me every Thursday on the show. And today we're going to be looking at the return of toll gates to the federal highways. Well, and remember yesterday, upon the commissioning of the Abuja Makurdi Highway, the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, announced that tolls would return to the major highways. And 800 naira for cars, 800 naira for SUVs, 1,000 naira for carriage vehicles, 1,005 for trucks, I think 1,008 or thereabout for I think for tankers or something. But the least is 600 now, which is your regular cars. And a lot of people have been jumping on that conversation on social media. Oh, how sensitive is this? This and that. Is this not, ways of exploiting Nigerians or putting more pressure on Nigerians, this and that? You know how we always interpret some of these things, especially when it involves parting away with some of our monies, hard-earned monies, like Nigeria would always say it. Well, before we slide into the conversation, or in case you're wondering, what radio station are you, what program are you listening to? You're live on mainland 98.3 FM. This program is called The Situation Room, and it comes up every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. And I'm always your host. I've been here for a few days now, and I can tell you for a fact that we do the best we can to make sure that this 90 minutes is worth every single second of your time. My name is 𝐴광 Akinode, and it's always my pleasure to have you join us every single day of the week from Monday to Friday to take you around some of the major stories. I would also look at some of the policies of the government. A few of them may be complicated. We try to break it down. We bring up, seasoned analysts of the situation today. I think we have about 3 issues that we're going to be discussing with Mr. Ademi. First off is going to be the controversy around the return of toll gates to Nigerian highways, which started yesterday with the Honorable Minister of Works, Mr. Dave Umahi, announcing the tolls on. I spent quite a lot on Ppl Rufai's page of Kaduna State, the former FCT minister, and the mentee, to the current governor of Kaduna State, Governor Obasanjo. Remember, Bello El-Rufai was the senior legislative aide to Governor Obasanjo when he was in the Senate. So when Governor Sani was leaving the Senate to contest for governor, Bello El-Rufai was also leaving as a senior legislative aide to contest for House of Reps to represent the good people of Kaduna North Central House of Representatives. And I'll tell you for a fact, this is not patronage. It's someone that I followed for a very long time. And I was surprised when he declared that he's not running for a second term, that he promised the people of Kaduna just 4 years. And he's doing stuff, scholarships, fixing rural electrification. He's doing quite well for the people of his constituency. But he's been meddling into the affair between his father and his mentor. And I remember he was having this conversation when he said that Malam, that's what he called his father, didn't want him to contest for the House of Reps, but it was his mentor, now the governor, that convinced his father to allow him run for the political office. Now, himself, He said he's loyal to his mentor politically, he's loyal to his father biologically. Unfortunately, both the father and the mentor seems to be having some very heated spat between both of them. The immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, is saying that the people of Kaduna would judge Governor Obasani by defending recklessly the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I mean, I think I'll look for that soundbite and play it for you. And Governor Obasani had also come out and said, hey, I don't have anything against you. The relationship that we have is absolutely intact. Nothing changes that. But the best of his knowledge, Governor Obasani thinks President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the most democratic president the country has ever produced since independence. That was what he said. I remember during Democracy Day celebration, the 12th of June last year, the president made special mention of Governor Obasani, their early days of advocacy, their early days of marching against the military and all of that. So it looks like their relationship had been a long time coming, probably even before Malam Nasir El-Rufai got into the picture. But also remember, during the build up to the election, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then the candidate of the APC, specifically at the Kaduna, I think it was at the Kaduna Business Summit, on the podium begged Malam Nasir El-Rufai not to leave his side. I think then Malam said that once he's done with his tenure, he's going to travel out of the country to go read books and relax. And the governor and the president, then the candidate of the podium, that if Malam Nasir El-Rufai does not pledge Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the podium, there's no permanent enemy. I remember the statement of the last immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, when he said, I am for everybody and I am for nobody. That is the mindset of a typical Nigerian politician. That is why I've always told you that Nigerian politicians can take breakfast in the PDP, enjoy a well-served lunch in the APC, and get treated to a sumptuous dinner in Labour Party. So the issue of ideology is thrown out. It is basically about interest. When the Malam Nasir El-Rufai's name came up for screening on the floor of the Senate, there were reports that about 46 petitions came against his nomination. At the end of the day, he was dropped. And it looks like that was where the issue actually started from. Malam El-Rufai had been on different spaces, different platforms, different podium, talking about the fact that there's lack of internal democracy in the APC, saying that he cannot recognize the party he joined to, that it looks like it is a one-man machinery, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has hijacked the structure of the party, is dictating. But the presidency had also responded, saying that both Amechi, Kayode Fayemi, El-Rufai, Atiku, that 2027 will judge if the president had done well. It looks like the conversation around the 2027 election is getting thicker by the day. The plot is getting wider by the day. Remember, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Sɪᴛᴜᴜ as the gubernatorial aspirant on the platform of the PDP for the 2023 election in Ogun State. All of them had a meeting with the national chairman of SDP about a month ago. Well, it looks like there's going to be a lot going forward from now till 2027. Could it be coalition? The caretaker chairperson handling the affairs of the Labour Party as we speak, Senator, I'm trying to remember the name, made a tweet on our verified page earlier today, saying that there could be merger, and that's been issues that even Atiku Abubakar had been pushing forward. And you know what, the opposition would have to come together if they want to wrestle power from the APC. But the question is this: if the opposition comes together, who gets what? Is it going to be about the marriage of convenience like we saw in 2015? The CPC, the faction of ABGA, some disgruntled governors within the PDP that left and formed the new PDP, and then the ACN. The merger came up, and it looks like it's a campaign of anybody but Jonathan. Then he lost the election, the APC came through. Is that going to also be what would happen within the opposition if they eventually form a coalition? Time will tell. But any serious politician would know that the cycle of election in Nigeria does not end. Once one election is completed, the other permutation and I'm looking for the right word now. Lobbying and moving around has started. Just like INEC. INEC don't have a rest-free calendar. If there's no off-cycle election, there are going to be by-elections, and there are going to be a lot of by-elections this year, by the way. Senators that have died, reps members that have also died would need to have their positions filled. The governor of Edo State would have his position also filled in the Senate as well. A whole lot of other issues. The deputy chief whip from Ogun State that also died in the reps would have our position also filled. And there's also going to be governorship election in Anambra State on the 25th of November 2025. So we have elections to deal with this year. However, if you think that these politicians sleep or they rest, you're on your own. Wow. We'll also look at, are there possible cracks in Tinubu's political dynasty? With the yet to be resolved impeachment drama or the issues that surrounded the impeachment of the former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, talking about Mudashiru Obasa. Remember, on the 13th of January 2025, he was impeached by 37 out of 40 House of Assembly members, thereby paving way for the first female speaker that the state had ever produced. Talking about Right Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Miranda. And there's also been issue of, the governor is from the same senatorial district, the speaker is also from the same senatorial district, the governor's advisory council in Lagos, there are reports that they are divided over the impeachment of Obasa. There are also talks that maybe some House of Assembly members are writing a letter of apology to Mr. President, but maybe Obasa coming back to officially resign. There's just been a whole lot around this. In Kaduna, it looks like things are falling apart. In Lagos, it looks like the center is not holding. We'll talk about all of that on the show today. I'm sure you've enjoyed this introduction, but of course, my guest is standing by on the phone to also lead us deeper into all of this analysis. Mr. Miwade, it's my pleasure to have you join us on the show today.
Good evening, Lagos, and good evening, Payemi. I trust God you are doing good.
I'm doing absolutely well, as long as the country is doing well. And I also trust that you're doing good as well.
Well, with Lagos.
I'm sure you heard my introduction, and then that's basically about the summary of everything we're going to be discussing on the show today. But let's start from the toll gates. I'm sure that is going to interest a lot of Nigerians, probably more than whatever is happening in Kaduna or whatever it is that is cooking in Lagos. The Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, announced that tolls will return to the major highways in Nigeria. And that began with the Abuja Kaduna Highway. It's a 12-lane road, 6 on both sides, all tolled. I mean, there's been a lot of reaction, following that announcement yesterday. What do you make of that? The timing of that, the circumstances surrounding it, and do you also subscribe to the school of thoughts that is another way of taxing Nigerians? That is what the people are saying.
Well, I think when we heard the announcement yesterday that people flying that route will be paying between, I think, 800 to 1,600 naira per trip. So one now begin to wonder, I think, the rationale, or how do we justify it? In the sense that if you go back to the history, over Sunday, there were toll gates in this country before. Lagos Ibadan, you see about 2. Even if you are going to Benin, from Lagos to Benin, you are likely to meet about 2 or about 3, if I'm not mistaken. At least from Lagos to Benin, and then to other several parts of the country. But when Obasanjo came into office, he said, first and foremost, the Nigerian government increased home price. If I'm not mistaken, maybe from 69 naira to maybe to 70 or 75 naira. Please, don't quote my figure, right? Just have the idea. So, and they now say, well, with the increment in the pump price, 1, there won't be need for the toll gates. 1, 2, he said the factory amount they were getting on toll gates throughout the country, there was about 63 million maybe per month or per annum. That simply shows that people collecting these tolls are not remitting it into the federal government's coffer. So meaning that they are only punishing that they're getting from it. I think it's too patry to continue to stop this. And lastly, if anybody disturbances on the road while you travel, at times you see long queue. At least at these toll gates. You know, people trying to pay hanging and all that thing. People sending. So I think all those things, I think do not warrant it. So everybody breaking on these tolls and it's to repair Nigerian roads. But eventually, Obasanjo made it clearly that even the money they were collecting per annum cannot do anything. So because I think this thing found its way into the private pocket of all the toll gates. So I think since then Nigerians have begun to increase pump prices. If you know how much it was then, at least compared to how much we are selling it now. So I think you know that there was never a time that I think Nigeria, I think have been enjoying, I think a relatively stable price, exponential increment of the downstream sector of the economy. That government is no more directly pumping money or spending a dime in it. So if the international price goes as much as what you can ever imagine,
it affects the price at the local level.
If it come down, it will affect. That's the regime we are. And they say when they were doing all these things, they said well, because if they were increasing this for the government to have resources to improve on the infrastructure, to build roads, to provide hospitals, right, to make life comfortable for the people. Now, it's not only the pump prices we are talking about now. Nigeria has now begun to tax almost everything. So you see the telecom, you are going to pay more. The electricity power supply companies, at least they may come with new tariffs from now with what we are hearing from them. The stamp duty, they have increased. Even the students that were transferring 100 naira or 2 naira from one bank to the other, I think they are paying tax, electronic tax. So I don't know one thing that the federal government has not taxed or increased tariff. I think maybe the fresh year will break, and which we don't know. Maybe tax collectors will soon go after us for that one. But even if you are saying all this, what you told us was that with all these things, there will be, I think we're going to provide infrastructure. Then the infrastructure we are now providing with the sweat from the hardship Nigerians are going through. We are now still tolling those infrastructure. Because this is the logic. If you say you are increasing pump prices because you want to improve the infrastructure. So you have not done one route, you are now tolling it. So we are still paying on that infrastructure as well.
Sure.
So that's what it means. So because I don't know, even if you build hospitals, the service charge in hospitals have increased. Go to almost all the hospitals in Nigeria, government hospitals. What you use to obtain cards, that's consultation fee, has changed from what it used to be. So, and the problem is that yes, you want to improve the infrastructure. That's why you folks can live every day. And yes, you're not still paying for this infrastructure. That have not. What I'm saying is that the Nigerians should begin to look other ways. And if possible, not keep quiet on some of these issues we are facing. Not keeping quiet in the sense that if this continues, before you know it, the Ikorodu road, there will be toll gate on the Ikorodu road. There will be toll gates on Tombilan Bridge. There will be toll gates on Lagos Ibadan and most of the federal highways, no matter the state. So I think it's unfair to Nigerians, and it's like government telling us that nothing you are going to enjoy are citizens of this country. And I don't know what Nigerians enjoy as citizens of Nigeria now. I don't know. Apart from maybe the year we breathe in, that are no longer fresh because I've been polluted. So I still don't know. And that's why I think it's not appropriate to start Nigerians with it. And if Nigerians, I think, keep quiet, and all our civil rights organizations keep quiet, well, it has happened in Abuja, Makurdi Highway, certainly expected to have happened in Ikorodu Road or Tomiland Bridge any day, any time from now. So it's quite unfair and it's uncalled for. It is uncalled for. And I insist it is uncalled for. There's no reason for the federal government to show any road now. Even if anything, they should be more concentrating on things that can be done to make life easy for Nigerians. And they trust the commercial bus operators. Because of this 1,000 that
the toll gates.
They told the road. What have you said? You can, because will you stop them? So if it's okay, it's not because of 200 naira you are 1,000 you are going to pay on the express or the highway. They will tell you where will they get the money. So meaning that maybe because they maximize it as well. So I think it's quite unfair. We don't have to reverse that one. Nigerians have said bye-bye to toll gate. Why bringing it? To show this government that Nigerians never like it was demonstrated during entrance.
At the Lekki toll gate.
Toll gate. And up to now, they've not been able to return the tolls back to that place because from Nigeria are watching and because of reactions of Nigerians. So in those areas you thought you have succeeded in doing that, a slightest reaction, a slightest provocation from Nigerians, as if they gave a political story about that place up to now. So why do you want to reverse what has been suspended? I don't know the reason why. I think when the pump prices was less than 100 naira, that's when they cancelled it. And now the thing is opening at 1,000, you are returning it. I think it's uncalled for. And I think all the federal government to be more sensitive. Yes, we are not saying we are not anti-development. We are not saying we don't want good roads. But I think let Nigerians breathe. Let poor Nigerians breathe. So you cannot continue to impose levy and tax on everything. Even the rabid American president,
Donald Trump,
when he began to see reaction from Mexico, from Canada, he's
having negotiation.
Yes, negotiation to suspending the tariffs. So those tariffs could not condense as was saying, and I can assure you, China will prove to him. I think they are also masters of the game at this level. So by the time China begins his own, he will do more than for America than what America would ever think they would do for China. So but the point I'm saying is that they should not wait for reaction. So if Trump could wait for reactions of Mexico and Canada, at least to now suspend at least those unfortunate and ill-thought tariffs, it was imposing on them. So was the federal government of Nigeria now waiting until Nigerians begin to react and say no to toll gates and blocking roads and stopping the economy? No, it's unfair. I think let somebody call them to order. We want development, but the money they are collecting now, let them justify it first. I think with so much money in the federal government cover, with so much money with the state government cover, let them justify such money. Only also yesterday, yes, the federal government increased the budget from 49 trillion to 54 trillion. About over 5 trillion additional whatever. And then the Buhari left office, and the budget of Buhari for the whole what do you call it, for the whole 8 years, is it up to 54 trillion? Let's calculate it. So, but the point we are making is that no, we are getting enough now, and there's no reason for that increment. That's my point.
Mr. Adeyemi, thank you very much. I mean, I'm sure this is exactly what the people would want to hear. The part where you said, truly, we want development. We want our roads to be good. We want, public infrastructures, public facilities to function properly. But again, you also look at some of the neck-pressing policies that the government is putting in place right now. A lot of people don't even know. I have an uncle that works at the port, and he was posting some stuff on his WhatsApp status, an additional 4% tariff on import, and I'm like, how would people be able to afford vehicles in this country if cars that should probably maybe 4 years ago was going for 2 million is now going for 6-7 million? If the people cannot afford to buy cars, then the government would have to fix public transport system, give more internal rail network system, so that if people are no longer buying the cars, maybe the government would have to have second thought about this. But one of the arguments that the people defending the return of the toll, Mr. Adeyemi, had brought up, is the fact that these roads will need to be maintained, and the monies that will be used to maintain this road would have to be made from the roads. Is that not a valid argument, Mr. Adeyemi?
I think maintaining the road, there are several levels. Okay, let's talk about this road maintenance we're talking about. It does not bother first and foremost on the quality of these roads. How do you explain a situation that the federal government will award a contract to a contractor, and having consultants and having people at the Federal Ministry of Works to supervise the experts? I'm telling you, some sections of Lagos Ibadan Express Road without with how many years now have already been failing. You will see some that you see you have to start getting cracked with the heavy weight of the trailers. There are some sections that we drive there that are already undulated. You understand? And you have to begin to imagine what the quality of job done on this road. That a contract worth more than $1 trillion will not last 10-15 years. Is that the quality of road they do elsewhere? Or who are the people compromising the quality of the roads? Why must Nigerians at least accept substandard roads, at least from the contractors, after several payments and variations for this contract? You know what I'm saying? We don't want to pass that body to hapless Nigerians. So that issue we have to look into. If the roads are well constructed, the maintenance will be light. I think if the roads are well, I think the quality will standard be what you have on the papers. Most matters is that people distilling the drainages. Once water flows freely, there's tendency for all those asphalts to last longer. So, and we have the function of local governments and the FEMA in all these areas. Once they do their work normally, would they say until they told that roads that they are going to get money to do minor maintenances? No. Nigeria cannot say what's the extent of the money, what's the extent of the regulation, what is the extent of the FX parity removal, right? So what's the extent of many tariffs and taxes being imposed on Nigerians? We have to give to ask. You get my point. Is the money not meant to improve the facility? Is the money not meant at least to build infrastructure? So must we pay for people to sweep roads before we know, because we have to maintain those strategies? No, I think let let the reform go on. As many people are saying now, let it as human beings. Enough of increment of everything, please. Now, you pay on this road. Secondly, the telecommunication now, the talk is no longer going to be serious matter. Maybe some of us are going to learn sign language. I don't know. You understand? So, they are going to increase on the electricity from now. And I told you, some companies cannot operate on national
grid again.
Do you understand? And you still want to increase tariff. Once you increase everything at the same time, even if you want Nigeria to become London, will it become London or Paris at the same time? Even the one you have to let people see the impact of this one. We have not seen the impact. And that's the truth. The ones that have been done, we have not seen the impact. So let's see the impact of that one and so justify now to now prove to us why we must continue give everybody under the regime of the tax collector. So that's what we are saying. No, justify this. Governors are now saying they have so much money with them. Local governments are getting more money. But people still wallow in abject poverty. The roads are yet to good. The power supply have not increased in many areas. So I think the education, both hospitals, some of them still remain a mere consulting clinic. That's why I was so embarrassed only yesterday when the Minister of Health was saying that the
people are coming into the country.
The people from London and
from America
are now coming to enjoy at least improved medical health care in Nigeria. You know, you can see such blatant lies. Is it talking of Nigeria before independence or in the First Republic, or Nigeria of now? Do you understand? No, you can't understand. This is kind of a lie, because government approved money to buy MRI. MRI that you have the most private hospitals everywhere. That you just wanted to buy only maybe for selected hospitals, not all hospitals in Nigeria. But if you mention those hospitals, when some private institutions have 3, 4 MRI, but Nigeria do not afford those ones. But so if whatever they have in abundance in private hospitals, and the government is now buying to you and celebrating it and calling press conference on it. So now telling such a big lie that people are coming from London, USA, Japan, China to come and access a facility. Maybe the man will say they are coming to enjoy traditional medical and the herb.
I mean, if that works, it's part of the health system.
No, yes, maybe what to say they are coming to enjoy art and you see them at least you see these ladies at least hawking it every evening. I think where people buy the one with the alcohol without alcohol. So maybe the Britons and the Americans at least are coming to enjoy that one. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Certainly, it's not talking about our teaching hospitals. Certainly, it's not talking about federal medical centers that are within a scope. Right? Go to loot today. Go to loot now and see the condition there. So that's if any foreigner will come and stay there. You understand? So, but you can see the kind of deception. And so, if the president also is reading that one, they will see they are achieving. Whereas the reality of grant
is different.
It's contrary. It's contrary.
Mr. Adeyemi, well, I'm hoping that the relevant authorities, because one of the key things you just talked about now is how many things Nigerians are having to pay double, triple extra for. the telecommunication tariffs. The Nigerian Labour Congress had to call off their purported nationwide strike, and then the government set up a 10-man committee to look into it. There's also the issue of electricity tariffs that could be increased anytime from now. Now the toll gates are here. The import duties are flying out almost on daily basis. It looks like it's a capitalist system that we have right now. It looks like it's a tax collector system right now. And I mean, if these monies are available for the people to pay these taxes, I'm not even sure a lot of people would complain. But the question is this: what is even the purchasing power of the little you are earning, and then you have to pay more and extra more for everything? Well, I'm sure that maybe when things start getting better, all of these taxes would also have to come down. Nigerians would always keep our fingers crossed. Let's make a quick step, now to Kaduna State. Mr. Miwa, Kaduna State happened to be a state I'm, pretty much familiar with. There was a time where we went to Koi. It's a local government in Kaduna State, and one of the things that I find absolutely significant in that state is it's a well-connected state in terms of all of their communities. If one crisis is happening in Kafanchan, for instance, which used to be one of the hotbed in Kaduna State for bandits, cattle rustlers, kidnappers, and all of that, but it looks like some level of relative peace. If you're streaming, you would see that I put that relative peace in quotes, is gradually returning to Kaduna State. Mr. Deyemi, it looks like things are falling apart between a successor and a predecessor. If the people within, the political space think Fubara is ungrateful for whatever is happening between himself and Wike, what do you say to Governor Ubasani and Malam Nasir El-Rufai? Now, let me paint this short scenario. Build up to the 2023 election. There were words that then Senator Ubasani didn't want to run for the office of the governor. Remember that Governor Ubasani participated in the primaries of the APC, that brought Malam Nasir El-Rufai into office. Remember, Mr. Deyemi?
Yes.
And a lot of people, even from some of the statements that Malam Nasir El-Rufai made build up to that election, it was clear that he had nobody else in mind but Senator Ubasani. He was talking about continuity based on the fact that it's the same political party, based on the fact that they are friends, they are from the same source. As at that time, Malam Nasir El-Rufai is 100% loyal to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then it looks like things are going bad. What exactly is going on in Kaduna State, Mr. Deyemi?
You said initially of relative peace in Kaduna. It's true, there's a relative peace in Kaduna, and everybody can attest to that now. And I think that whether we like it or not, with the way Governor Sonny, I think, approached the security in that state, first and foremost, I think by holding a kind of peace meeting with the people, one, and try to be just to all religions and their tribes in the state. You could remember that before El-Rufai left, El-Rufai did not hide his hatred for the Christian community in Kaduna State. You know what happened to Lemani's Zekwas, and they were talking of his tribe, Jonathan, and there is other man, Badaya, the former CBN deputy director, Jonathan, that just died suddenly. And the cry by the Christian community, even those who call themselves the original owners of the place, right? He was hostile to them, no doubt about that. To the extent that they were calling for the government to build security proposed to allow them to sit on the legislative committee, which is not allowed. And then when this man came, all the proposals already laid on ground, not new things. Things that the peace committee, security committee have agreed to do to bring peace to the place that El-Rufai did not implement. Those were the things the Sunni came to implement immediately. And immediately he began to implement those things, we now begin to have relative peace in that community, in those communities. Secondly, is that the governor, the present governor here now, maybe he knew that there's no way he could have continued. At least in the part at least.
So have been mismanaged.
Instead, he refused to appear before the panel and is now in court. Do you understand? He is now in court to stop implementation of the report of that panel. But I thought the man would approach Sharia court. Do you understand?
At least Sani Yarima didn't do that in Zamfara.
But our Malam did not do that. Our Malam did not do that. So he assembled, I think, about 6 senior advocates of Nigeria. And defend why he should not account for how he spent government money while in office. So, Rufai in Nigeria now, I don't know how anybody will take him very seriously. I doubt it. I strongly doubt it. Do you know that the debt he incurred and the state is still paying? The governor is always begging, which will not use it to abuse the man, for it to pay salary. Because once they don't take money from the source, the state government is less than 15 or 10% of what is supposed to have. So when other states are now talking of maybe enjoying more money coming to their coffer, that can only boast of getting more money to pay debt. Do you understand? Not to develop infrastructure. So when you have borrowed money, the money to what GMO approved for you. Can you imagine? And they are deducting all this money from source. So you can see how reckless. I've never seen a governor that has been as reckless as El-Rufai. And that now have still now talking, now providing solution on security when they kill thousands of people during his administration, and he could not do it. He was being alleged and killed, people of encouraging them. I start talking about how to stop insecurity in Nigeria. The man that ran his state in debt, serious debt, that the generation yet unborn will make, is now talking of how to govern the country very well. The man that did everything to assist everybody to ensure his son get to Senate is now telling us about how we should allow morality in politics. Do you understand? So, but well, he has the right to say what I wanted to say. But when the time comes, Nigeria will decide on what to do or what to do. But it's quite unfortunate. It's only in a country like Nigeria that everybody will keep working freely on the street. It's only the country like Nigeria. Because if you know the number of people killed in Kaduna, how the Sɣጾ matter that was no longer an issue, I think how it was acrimony among and between these people. And they had made their records on it. What if they thought those things what we are alleging were not right? What happened now? When last do you hear
of killings in Kaduna?
In Kaduna, when last do you hear 50, 100, 25 people killed in Kaduna State? When do you heard of inter-communal clashes in Kaduna again? Because deliberately, he used them as a cannon fodder, as opportunity. Start to attract attention of people from governance. It's only when there's difficulty in the state, So they're going to spend more on insecurity. Due to declare state of emergency on insecurity. But well, I think he has the right to aspire for anything. And Nigerians always have rights to determine what they want.
Well, before we leave the issue of Kaduna State, the Malam Nasir Rufai also come out to say that the people of Kaduna will judge Governor Obasani for his reckless support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then he also made that statement. I think it was on his verified X page on Tuesday, that it was because of the 150 billion naira that the president released to Kaduna State. That is why Governor Obasani is supporting Mr. President. Do you place that as a political statement that could mean, second term agenda, the people of Kaduna will vote you out?
I think people is supposed to thank he's supposed to thank Mr. President if truly it was using such money for the government. If you are the president of a country and the governor, GMO, just start from GMO. How much is a Kaduna State FAC allocation every month? And how much is being paid, I think, as FAC? Do you understand? As debt, right? See the difference. And they would remaining now pay teachers, would remain now pay health workers, right? So if at all there is subvention or a subsidy loan or grant, I don't know, but we are hearing from him, from Mr. President to push the effect over there. I think he's supposed to thank them because he created the problem. You understand? He created the problem. And that's why the bank did not go his way. One. Number two, if truly the federal government is assisting Sony to make sure the government does not collapse that area, will Sony now begin to go against the Mr. President? Will Sony, as the APC president, should now be speaking against the president? Listen, Aɗibi Rufai, maybe Rufai was the minister, was being screened to become the minister. He submitted himself to the Senate. And even all the people that were asked questions, his own questions were so specific that all guessed that he was being proposed to become the minister of power. Right. Now, Aɗibi, the security report did not come against him, and he dropped in. Aɗibi is presently the minister
cabinet
of power. You understand? Who lead the criticizing Tinubu now?
He said he will have done the same.
Na lie. Why did I'm coming. When he was minister of, people when people talk, they thought maybe they thought people don't have history or they don't remember what happened. Right? When he was minister of FCT under Obasanjo, and Obasanjo was pursuing on sacrilegious ambition under democracy.
That's the third term agenda.
Of third term agenda. Did he raise a voice against it? Because he's talking now. Did he raise a voice against it? When Buhari was being accused, Senator Sani there accused Buhari that Fulani people were behind all these kidnapping, all these banditry, and they are your kinsmen. They are not doing anything. Is it because they are Fulani? Is it because they are what they say of this cattle rearer? What's their name again? The cattle rearers and Buhari was their patron. I think I will remember their the name. You understand? So these are the people causing crisis. And the national president was saying that whenever they rustle their cattle or anywhere they kill their cattle, or anywhere they know farmers don't allow their cattle to pasture, I think they should expect consequences. Sɪᴛᴜᴜ was attacking Buhari.
Miyetiala. Miyetiala.
Miyetiala. And Obasanjo also granted.
Hello, Mr. Miwa. Ooh. Okay, let's do this real quick. I will have to reconnect with Mr. Miwa DME because it looks like this Kaduna conversation is going to drive really deeper, than we expect it to be. Like, it looks like the issue that we're having is not just a today issue. It's not just a case of things that are falling apart, but I mean, coincidentally, we're due for break. I'm sure you'll be wondering, it's been a while we had that. Don't worry. You've got to put your money where your mouth is. On the dot of 5 o'clock, I'll need to take my first break. When I come back, I'll reconnect with Mr. Miwa DME. I will continue the show. Just stay with us.
And now, all the way from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today.
We play the best music. We are the best radio station.
And the rhythm.
98.3 FM.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Hi, Emeka.
Yemi, I learned that Betano is sending 3 football fans to England to watch the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham for free. Imagine us going there together. That would be amazing. Okay, bye.
What? He hung up to play.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
From the bustling streets, the vibrant beats, this is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Your home for music, talk, news, and everything Lagos. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Chai, my head, oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again, oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result, oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people, oh. Na malaria. You need Luta. Luta na better medicine. We dey knock down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you, Oga Luta. I don't dey can't pay.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
Attention everyone, this is an important message about cholera.
Cholera is a serious disease, but we can stop it together.
Remember to always drink clean, safe water. Boil or treat your water before drinking. Wash your hands with soap and clean water, especially before eating and after using the toilet.
Cook your food thoroughly and eat it while it is hot.
Keep your surroundings clean and dispose of waste properly.
If you or anyone you know shows symptoms like severe diarrhea or vomiting, seek medical help immediately.
So together, we can beat cholera and keep our community healthy.
This message is brought to you by Mainland 98.3 FM, Lagos. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Good morning, my people. Now your pilots they Eluna. Today we get special passengers for inside plane. 3 Betano members they go England to go watch Aston Villa match live. Big congratulations to Emeka, Yemi, and Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and you will get chance to enter UK for free to go watch the match between Aston Villa and Tottenham. Betano, now proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Now only for people who don't pass 18 years. This promo go they run from November 1st, 2024 to February 28th, 2025.
Chai, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so, you don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe.
Luta, brand of 괤 is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
From the bustling streets, the vibrant beats, this is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Your home for music, folk, news, and everything Lagos. Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better resign and leave.
As elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions, constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us, man. There is nothing. We are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join Oᴏᴜᴜ Akínyòdé as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial. Mainland 98.3 FM will welcome you roommates as we discuss the situations.
let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Thank you very much and welcome back. Don't forget that by 5:30 I would have the Mainland FM Sunset News, and by 6 o'clock I would also come back for Sports Cruise live from Mainland 98.3 FM. The travail of Arsenal not being attracted to winning trophies continued yesterday. They lost 4-0 on aggregate to Newcastle in their semi-final at the Carabao Cup. We'll talk about all of that by 6 o'clock today. But let's get back into the Situation Room. Mr. Miwa Adeyemi has been my guest since 4 p.m. And I will start this conversation around, looking at the controversy surrounding the return of toll gates to Nigerian highways. On the back of the Honorable Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, announcing that tolls on the Abuja-Makurdi highway would return yesterday. And, Mr. Miwa Adeyemi broke it down and said, hey, you know what? We're not saying we don't want development. We're not saying we don't want the country to make progress. But hey, you can't be increasing all of these things at the same time, because each time you toll roads, it will certainly, have impact on the people using those roads. There would certainly be, a hike in price of the transport fares on that particular route. Now, there are talks of increment in electricity tariffs. Even though the discos are still come out to say that, we're not concluded on that yet. And of course, the telcos increment also. Now there's toll gates, and it looks like all of the major roads, once they get finished, every of those roads will be tolled. Let's see where we'll go from here. We're also looking at the issue in Kaduna State between Malam Nasir El-Rufai, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Governor Obasani. Why I put President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in between is that way. Governor Obasani seems to be singing the praise of Mr. President, saying that he is the most democratic president the country had ever produced since 1960 when we got independent. On the other side, the same man that worked hard enough for the president to win his election, and the same man that Mr. President, reached out to and said, don't travel when you're done with your tenure. Come on, but let's fix this country together. And now he's saying that he cannot identify his political party, the APC, anymore because of lack of internal democracy. And as those verbal, exchange was going on, the president's name came in between, because the former governor said that the people of Kaduna would judge the current governor on his reckless support for Mr. President. So that's where we were before we went on that very short break. Mr. Adeyemi, let's quickly wrap up this thought so that we can quickly touch the issue of Lagos State as well, because the phone lines are buzzing already. And let's just quickly wrap it up in Kaduna State. Now that the former governor is saying the people of Kaduna will judge the sitting governor, is that giving you the same tone or the same vibe of the Borno State senator that told Mr. President that if they remove some units in the CBN and they bring it to Lagos, it would have political consequences in 2027? Is that the same feeling that you're taking from the statement of former Governor El-Rufai?
I think for El-Rufai, no matter what he says, it's like you lost out in a football match, right? And then suddenly you begin to attack referee, begin to attack the winner, begin to attack everybody.
You even blame the ball.
You blame the ball. If the color of the ball had more black than that kind of white with a foot. Even we have seen some red balls. That why can't we be using red balls? So, but I don't think anybody, because he has lost it again. I think it's very fine comment or statement would have been taken seriously by people. I did when Tinubu offered the ministerial appointment. He declined, right? From day one,
he's been a critic.
And it was not just offered that ministerial slot, I think it was a platter of wood. He worked for it. Because when you see some fearless northern guys that were the forefront of talking of power shift to the south, they're really supporting Tinubu that way. The CPC arm of APC have had 8 years. So it's now the turn
of the ACN arm of the APC.
ACN, yes. Well, so he was the forefront, right? And they did even to the primaries. To the primaries. the primaries was tough, tense, right? Even I think even it was among that even the fourth central bank of Nigeria when Emefiele came with major policies even against that government, right? And just to make sure APC lost the election. He confronted the CBN and the Emefiele. So I'm saying that he fought for the party to win the election. So when he was now being offered at least to become the minister, he deserved it. You understand? But we all know he is very, very ambitious, right? And then what many people didn't know about him is that he was the one, even when Tinubu at least he was elected, that he started under this campaign that no, Tinubu cannot spend more than 4 years. And his calculation was that if you calculate it now, the South is already having a higher number, I think, of years in governance, 1999, than the North, due to unforeseen circumstances, what happened to President Yar'Adua, which brought in former President Jonathan. So it was among the people that were saying, no, if you allow Tinubu to spend a whole 8 years, and by 2027, South will have had 12 years ahead of the North. So for the balancing, let Tinubu spend only 4 years, then continue for 8 years. So he has been saying that the president did not take the matter seriously. But when the senators and go, when I said he just sit back, and from the security agency, people got allegedly caught on phone where I was talking to people on this. And everyone was saying that he was just want to start the government for 2 years to prove his point, get out and continue his agenda. So that's why the politicians, others, let's not leave him. Let him continue his political agenda. Because one, if they achieve anything through this their power something, he will say he was the one that he was the Messiah. If the government achieved anything good in this form, he will claim to be the Messiah. And if government did not achieve anything, he will come to say that God is not listening to him. You see my point? So, feed him from day one. Let him go and pursue his political agenda. So, that is okay. So, but no matter what he's saying now, he's an afterthought. Whatever he's saying now, he's saying it for him to achieve an agenda. You understand? And the agenda is not just for Nigerians, whether they will vote for it or they will not. So, but what I'm saying is that I don't see how we should take every five matters seriously as a good treaty. Up at the upside is still APC. They are so less APC and of nothing. I think with the other opposition parties, there's no problem with that, right? But as far as I'm concerned, I don't see how I think I will take this matter. I think I am so seriously because we know where he is going and we know he never did his agenda. So everything is saying must be viewed within the lens of with Mascoko of where he's going and the agenda is pursued. So that's my position on the
Well, I think it's going to be very difficult now for anyone to take away politics or let me say the politics of 2027 from this conversation. Like I said in my introduction, about a month ago, the leadership of the SDP, that's the Social Democratic Party, actually, had a closed door meeting with Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Otunba Showumi, and a few other political bigwigs. And then immediately they came out, people started saying, oh, maybe there could be some coalition, or maybe there could be some merger. But let's see how the next couple of days, maybe weeks, or perhaps months would, sell out. Mr. Diemi, we have about 5 minutes to run this one. Lagos, it looks like the drama after the impeachment on the 13th of January 2025 of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, it looks like it's not going anytime soon. All through the week, we've seen reports where allegedly House of Assembly members have been told to write a letter of apology to the president, and are also saying that maybe Mudashiru Obasa would come back as speaker then resign voluntarily. And what exactly is going on? 37 out of 40 of his colleagues actually impeached him, and then that paved way for Right Honorable Mojisola Lasbat Miranda to become the first female speaker that the Lagos State House of Assembly had produced. But it looks like, the dust is not settling anytime soon. Well, I watched the video of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria Lagos State chapter when they welcomed the speaker. And of course, even when the speaker went to meet the Governors Advisory Council in Lagos, she addressed the press. We've also seen people pray for her and all of that. But it looks like there is some storm brewing around Lagos State House of Assembly. Should we start paying attention, or we think it's done and dusted?
The matter with this cracks in Tinubu's family, political family in Lagos, is quite unfortunate that it's dragging to this level. And the better they close ranks and put the issue behind them, the better for them. If not, well, I think the more they open themselves up for attacks, I think something better will come for Lagos State than what we are having. In the sense that I do not see any reason why Assembly will do something on the floor of the House, and we are saying we are repeating it to the extent of saying Baba Sompe, Baba Kupe, Baba Movie. You understand? I think as Baba approved the allegation against him, as Baba approved the insult we all saw to the office of the governor of the state, the man gave. You understand? I'm talking at the state level, because we are not talking of a family, internal family affairs now. They have the right to pay issue with their party. They have the right to pay issue with the cleavage among them. They have the right to let them. You understand? But when it comes to the state matter, it should be elevated beyond, I think, their party politics and sentiment. We are saying that with the points that have been raised by the state assembly, Obasa has a case to answer. And I'm surprised why he has not been invited by both EFCC and ICCC. I think there were allegations against him. Right. I think there were issues against him of the financial improprieties. Rightly or wrongly, let him go and defend himself. I think you can't just tell us that's why others like to spend Lagos money when the road to my house is being extremely bad. Why many roads, many people's house is still nothing to write home about? Why many areas in Lagos are yet to enjoy power supply? Why some primary schools in Lagos State are extremely flushing? And they are telling us somebody is spending so much amount of money to do the gate or the gate. You understand? And they spend so much money as we are led. We are not saying it's true. But there were allegations against him, which we cannot, I think, cover. We can't cover those things at this present again. Then again, if a decision is taken on the floor of the House, I will now say that those lawmakers, about 26, that signed with the removal, are they saying they did it in error, or they were not right in doing it? Right? I will now say whatever is now being done at that level is still subject to GSC.
The ratification of GSC.
Must have been done before they make it open. And once you fail to achieve that one within yourself, you don't bring the whole state into it. It's wrong. And again, how will President Tinubu investigate who before he became president, when he was CFO, the most crazy activity, that something happened and they were now reviewing it. You understand? Because he has not said yes, or his wife has not said yes, or because the assembly guys is not reaching, and the man did something they think is not good for the state. So I think for him also it's not good. If Mr. Tinubu and he should do anything against what the assembly has done, well, he just want to open himself on every, I think, criticism and ridicule, which is not good for him. Anyway, the best thing for him to do that, as our younger guys we say, Otilo, Obatati, so he has the right to go and make him anything at the federal level, no problem. But as far as Lagos students are concerned, Obatati law. So, but anything short of that, because you know what I'm talking about. All of them belong to you. You know more than what you know. I said it in administration that he used Obasa as a speaker to balance up the power game of cleavages. I said it. Do you understand? And now, if you use him as a to balance the power of cleavage, that the majority of people in government now, even GAC, they belong to Justice Forum. Do you understand? And this guy came
and wanted to bring in the mandate group.
And that's the party on behalf of mandate group. And I believe if you know the history of this thing, if you have time, you know Tinubu himself and Adegbeshola were the founder of the mandate group, right? And because when he came back from US, he met Justice Forum on the ground. Justice Forum was owned by Amzat's father, the deputy governor's father. Do you understand? So he came there, and so after becoming the governor, do you understand? He and Adegbeshola thought they also need a platform, right? They can call their own, not the one they inherited. Do you understand? So that's why the mandate group came. And when the mandate group came, they only the first time and second time, were they the one calling the shots every day? But now they didn't still tell towards the Justice Forum, as the case may be. Even the member of GAC, are they not in between Justice Forum and
mandate group?
Mandate group. Understand? But Tinubu knew that others, the majority of those guys were in Justice Forum, he imposed and they brought the officer from mandate to balance the thing. And the guy thought that nobody could do anything to him. Even the press, we tell the press that once Tinubu is okay with me, nobody can do anything for him. You know, the guy, they recognize the assembly correspondence. Because he will tell them because he said he didn't need it. Because once Tinubu is pleased with him, to hell with another person, as far as there is concerned. So that's why he thought he could ridicule the governor of the state on official assignment to the National Assembly. Because he thought Papa is somewhere that will say, okay, let's leave him, right? But this time around, what he thought never happened has happened. And it's quite shameful and embarrassing to all of them. That up to now, the man is still occupying the speaker's residence. Do you understand? He has not occupied the speaker's residence up to now because he thought Tinubu will still intervene. But if Tinubu has good advisors, you may not win battles every time. You lost this one, and it's not the first time you lose the battle. You get a consent. If for Tinubu would have still wanted Ambode to go for second time. But he lost the battle of Ambode. So the way he lost the battle for Ambode, the same way he's not losing the battle
for Obasa.
And that will start a blessing to others. And even if Baba endorses you, if you are the possibility of Baba,
it's still not a guarantee.
You must be a good team player.
Mr. Adeyemi, I need to let you go now. If we go on with this conversation, we're not going to leave here today. Thank you so much for always finding time to join us on the show every Thursday. We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Well, that was the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper. See, if we allow him to continue, we're not going to leave the show today, but we have to go. We're due for sunset news by 5:30, and by 6 o'clock I would also be back on the console, but this time around not for politics but for sports. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Miwadi MEC. I can't pick calls today. I've got loads of messages to read on our social media platforms, but I assure you tomorrow is going to be a town hall edition of the show. So my guest is just going to be here for like 20-30 minutes, then the entire period of the show. We read all of the messages of today. They would also talk about all of the issues that we've discussed on the show the entire week. My name is 𝐴꞉ᴏ Akinde. Thank you to everyone that stayed in on the show, and then the news comes up in the next couple of seconds, and then the program continues by 6 o'clock. But this time around, it is Sport Cruise. Stay safe.